Good morning, everyone. This is Mr. Park coming to you with today's Principals Updates. Today we're actually filming in the Robotics Center here at Beyer High School. Part of the Principals Updates is to not only give you upcoming events that are happening on campus, but to also try and make you aware of some of the programs that we have on the campus that you might be interested in. Today we want to highlight the robotics program. Now, Beyer's robotics program has its own Instagram account, and if you would like to follow them, you can follow them at patriot.robotics. That's the Beyer Instagram account for the robotics program. Again, it's at patriots.robotics. I want to show you some different areas of the robotics center, and maybe a little travel log-ish where we're going to walk around and I'll talk as we're traveling. First, I'm going to take you over here to an area where the students do a lot of planning. And we're going to walk right this way. And let me just say as we're walking that the robotics program started 11 years ago. This is the 11th year that students have been developing this program, working on robotics and creating robots, competing in competitions, etc. And so a lot of it starts right in here in our planning room. We've got a lot of room just set up just strictly for students to sit at tables, strategize, talk about what the robots are going to look like, what the robots will be doing, and the competitions they're going to be competing in. We have 3D printers. We have all sorts of equipment that students are learning to use, but they take the time to sit down first, strategize, and plan what the robots will do and what they will look like. Now, while we're talking about the robots and what they'll do, let's walk this way, and I'll show you one of the students' creations that they used in a competition recently. And if we'll just keep walking this way, we're trying not to stumble on stuff as we walk, but right behind me and over here to my left is a robot that the students built from the ground up. None of this was together. They took the raw metal and the tubing and the electrical work, etc., and created this robot. And this robot is designed to do, among other things, to come up, latch itself onto this bar, and do a chin-up, if you will. So they do a lot of very interesting things. Every year they compete in competitions, and every year the competitions are different. This year the robot has to do chin-ups. Some years it's taking a ball and throwing it through a hoop, but they have to create the robot from the ground up to do that sort of thing. Now I'm going to walk this way just so you can see, and as we're walking and talking, I want to show you some of the equipment back here that the students are actually using in the robotics classroom. When students leave this class, they'll leave with a lot of job-ready skills. Electronics, computer programming, they do design, they do, did I say welding? And they work with a lot of different type of equipment. So you can see, we're going to pan around here, you can just see some of the equipment that the students are working with in this class and in this after-school club. It's not only a class, but there's also an after-school team that competes in competition. So you can either take it as a class or join the team after school, the robotics team. Let me just say this about the robotics team. They have been traveling across the United States, places like St. Louis, Missouri, Idaho, Arizona. They've competed in world championship contests where teams from all over the world come and compete. So it's a local organization, but they've got some worldwide recognition and have received awards at some of these worldwide competitions. So the Beyer Robotics program is a very successful program. If you're interested in this type of thing, this would be a great class to ballot for on your ballots coming up here in the very near future. And the teacher's name is Heidi Pagani and Charity Lochi. Some of you know them, but a great program. If it's your thing and this is something you're interested in, consider balloting for this class. Now let me just mention a few things unrelated to robotics now that all students need to know. First of all, I hear people say, Mr. Parks, can we buy a yearbook now? The answer is absolutely yes. You can go on to the Beyer online store, and there you can purchase your yearbooks. Now, specifically for seniors, some parents like to do senior tributes for their students, where they buy a special section of a page, put pictures in, etc. And that's also available online too. You can do it at the same place, the Beyer Student Store. The deadline for that, I believe, is coming up though. If you're going to do that, senior parents, that's January 31st. You have to get that done. And then one last thing, there's some seniors that have not taken their pictures for this year, and they're not at this point in the yearbook. Students, you can take those pictures the 16th, 17th, and 18th of February at the Life Touch facility. You have to call Life Touch. You'll make an appointment with them and you'll take the picture there. But if you haven't taken your picture this year, you won't be in the yearbook unless you go and do that. The number you want to call is 544-0610. That's 544-0610. And you must push or select extension number 1, and then they will schedule you to go there to Life Touch and take your photographs so make sure you're in the yearbook. Students, I just want to thank you for joining me today. Students and parents, I hope it's been a little informative about one of our programs. There will be some more programs coming up later in the week, so join us on Friday. You'll see another program on Friday. Thank you and have a great day.